This is the Bush Whisperer coming at you from the beautiful penguin sanctuary. I'm to talk to you about remaining centered, keeping on the path, knowing the way that you're moving through life. It's fundamentally important to be able to get a sense of direction in this world. And you'll find that around us there's always so much activity. We live in these busy centers, cities, even busy towns, where there are lots of people. Everybody's in a rush, everybody's going in a different direction, everybody's got their own plans, everybody's on their own mission, so to speak. And so it's very easy to lose one's way. It's very easy to get pulled this way or that way by the whims and emotional tendencies around us. And sometimes we forget that we're in a web, in this web of life, and that in this web of life we're connected to all the other people around us and all the other beings through the field of consciousness, through the feelings and the thoughts that we share that bounce between our minds and our hearts. We're experiencing this reality as a synergetic expression of being. And so the more people there are around you, the harder it's going to be to stay centered. You need to understand this. Like I've got my little boy behind me trying to stand on the back of my flip-flops. Makes it very hard to focus and to stay concentrating on what it is I'm doing, on the direction I'm walking in. I need to be conscious of all these factors. I've got lots of people walking past me on this path. It's been a busy day. It's a beautiful day. It's overcast, it's grey. I love these days. Though it's important for us to be able to maintain our direction and to be able to keep our integrity, even when the forces around us are pulling in different directions. And so the key is to be able to listen to the inner sound. Listen to the rhythm within your own heart, and allow the rhythm within your own heart to be the guiding principle that moves you forward. For there are lots of rhythms around you. The rhythm of other people's bodies moving, their thoughts, the sounds of their voices. These are all distractions. And the world is so full of distractions. And when one is in a state of meditation, one is considering distractions. And it's fundamentally important to be able to stay centered and stay grounded, even when the world is going crazy. And the world is usually going a little bit crazy if you really look at it and consider it. Everybody's a little bit crazy. We're all running after money. We're all running after the clock. We're all being dictated to by society, how to live, how to be, how to behave. The very fact that we're wearing clothes on a hot day says it all. Because on a hot day it's not comfortable to wear clothes, but you just do it because it's programmed into you. It's an unnatural thing to do, really. And so we even become obsessed with the particular clothes that we're wearing because we want other people to see us in a certain way. So we wear clothes to impress people, and we become focused on the external reality, forgetting the inner reality. Sorry, I had to talk to my son. I saw him in the background playing with the poo bins, and I've told him about 5 times this week not to touch the poo bins. It's where the dog poo goes, and it's disgusting. Truly disgusting. So one does have to be aware of what's going on in one's surroundings, because there might be certain things that actually pertain to one. Like if you're driving a car, you can't just be in your own little bubble completely. You do need to be observing what's happening on the outside, but to maintain the direction that you're moving in without being lost in the flow of external traffic is totally the key, and fundamentally important to being able to create a synergetic and balanced movement through life. And that way we will attain to the state of harmony and attract harmonious vibrations towards our sphere. And this will be creating harmonies in the way that we live, and it will cause a harmonious set of circumstances to become the adornment of our journey of life, shall we say. Now, another thing to be considered here, and this does relate to another video I did recently called Integrity, and you might want to take a look at that. This is sort of a supplement to that, you could say, is the ability to be able to block things out. Sometimes we just automatically block things out, and sometimes we choose to want to block things out. Sometimes there's a lot of noise in the background and you've got to concentrate on something, and you've got to focus on what it is that you're doing in the here and now without being lost in the there and then. And there's a metaphor here. For we tend to be pulled into the future or the past by our minds, what we want to do, what we've done. And our memories can very often become as real for us as our plans. And they can sometimes challenge the presence of the present, trying to create a fantasy in our minds for what the future ought to be. And so this is the way that we tend to lose ourselves in the present. Even when there's nobody around, it's very easy to become distracted by the self. And when there are other people around, it becomes doubly so. So it's fundamentally important for us to be able to realize and grasp just how powerful the human consciousness is, and just how powerful the mind is at being able to choose, focus, shield. And these are all aspects of the lower chakras, lower powers of being, one could say. Those chakras that everybody's trying to escape from, those ones that everybody's trying to get out of so that they can get into the highest state of mind. It's those lower chakras that are the true key, the true powers that actually give one the strength and constitution and continuity so that one's able to make sense out of this world. And I also recently did a video on the chakras as well. So I hope this is a useful addition, and I hope you get something out of this video. Pay attention to how you're pulled by other people's thoughts. Pay attention to how you're pulled by the emotions of others. Observe your own emotions very carefully and observe the way your thinking principles shift and change in the presence of different people. And you'll notice there's a pattern, and there's a dynamic shift that happens depending on where we are and whose company we're in. And you'll start becoming aware of how different spaces affect the way we think. For like spaces actually hold memory. I will do a video on this sometime in the near future. And so the memory of space and the consciousness field where there are lots of people can have a powerful disturbing effect on one's own inner equilibrium, forcing one to re-establish a new equilibrium that is in sync with the outer. And on some level this is necessary, but it very often happens beyond what is necessary. And so we tend to lose our way in life. We tend to become pulled this way and that way by the desires and whims of those around us. So don't let that happen to you. Choose your path. Choose your destiny. Choose what's important to you. Keep it real and keep it in your consciousness field so that you know where it is that you are and where it is that you're going in life. This is the Bush Whisperer, trying to share a little bit of direction with you. Have an absolutely gorgeous day. Enjoy the week and take it easy. Om Shanti.